Hey guys, it's Licious Kim from ClimaxCombo. We're back with another Leaks of the Week. This week we're finishing off with Love Live Booster and Love Live Trial Deck. Both are based off the iOS School Idol Festival game, and both did get released on the 13th of June, last Saturday, which is the same day the Love Live movie aired in Japan. Like I said in the previous videos, I already have 5 booster boxes pre-ordered and 2 trial decks pre-ordered as well. I have already paid for both of those and they have been shipped out since last Sunday. So hopefully they'll be in later this week. Maybe I'm thinking maybe Thursday or Friday or Saturday. Just depends on how long Customs decides to hold them. So yeah, I hope you guys look forward to it. And with that out of the way, I guess we can get right to it. So first of all is Isadine. She's a 3-2 9-5 double R music and Wafuku. What she does is when she's played from hand to stage, you may heal. Also, she has another ability of when a climax is played onto your climax border, this card gains plus 1k and the following ability until the end of this turn. When this card reverses its opponent in battle, you may place that character to the bottom of its owner's deck. So Rin is the last double R to be revealed, and honestly, not a very exciting one to be honest. First of all, she's pretty low power. She's 9-5, very weak, 500 lower than the usual. But I guess that's because of her second ability. She pretty much works with any climax, because as you can see here, when a climax is played onto your climax border, she gains 1k, and the bot deck ability. So she works with any climax, which is pretty cool. She can work with like a gate, gold bar, I guess a gold sack now, and she can gain power and bot deck opponent's characters. However, I do think there are better level 3 healer options you can run in Love Live. You can run like the 3-2 Hanayo from the first School Idol Festival booster pack. You can run the Eddie from the exact same booster pack, the 3-2 Eddie. You can run like the 3-2 Honoka last week. I think there are better healer options for Love Live that over this theme. Like especially the Honoka that we saw last week. The Honoka kind of does the same thing. The Honoka heals on play, and she gains a top deck ability when you pay 1 and discard a card. However, that Honoka gets plus 3-5 power for the turn. That card is pretty similar to the Zanin because they both, anti-encore. They both send the opponent's character that they reverse to their owner's deck. However, Honoka's cost is pay 1, discard a card, but she gains a lot more power. This scene is you have to play climax. You might not always have a climax for this scene to affect for her ability to go off, which is one thing. Also, you might not want to play climax because let's say you only have like a 1k 1 soul, like a gate or something in your hand. You might not want to play that because you don't want to push for that extra damage. And lastly, the Honoka, on the other hand, the Honoka is just pay 1, discard a card. So you don't need a climax for the Honoka to top deck something, and you're not forcing yourself to play climax, and thus you're not forcing yourself to deal extra damage to your opponent. So the Honoka has more leniency than this Rin in that department as well. And lastly, this Rin bot decks the opponent character when it does successfully reverse something, while the Honoka top decks an opponent's character when she reverses something. I would say the top deck is superior over the bot deck because when you top deck an opponent's character, it does make it more likely that their opponent will take damage because the top card on their deck is guaranteed to be a character. So that way you can, attack, and hopefully that attack damage will stick. The Rin, same thing because you do guarantee damage. However, you are guaranteeing damage at the bottom of your opponent's deck. And most of the time, it's definitely much harder to guarantee damage off the bottom of the deck as to guaranteeing damage off the top of the deck, because for you to guarantee damage off the bottom of the deck, your opponent needs to have very little cards left in their deck, which may not always be the case. However, when you guarantee damage off the top of the deck, it doesn't matter how many cards your opponent has left in the deck, because you're guaranteeing damage off the top of the deck. So I do think the Honoka is much better than this Lean. Uh, Overall, I think there are much better healing options than this Lean, but I am comparing the Honoka to this Lean because they are somewhat similar, so I do think it's a good idea to compare the two. Also, the Honoka does gain much more power than this Lean because the Honoka gains plus 3-5 power, which is just like so much power. Um, like even if you 2k1 the Lean, she only gains 3k because you 2k1 her and then her ability goes off, so she only hits 12-5, and she has lower base power as well. So overall, I do think the Honoka is better than the Celine. I think the only time the Celine outshines the Honoka is when you have multiple Leans on the field and then you play like a gate, because all their abilities go off. As to otherwise, if you have multiple Honokas on the field, it'd be very difficult for you to get multiple Honoka abilities off. So only when you have multiple Leans, I think that is when she will win over the Honoka level 3 healer. But still, I do think the 3-2 Honoka has much more leniency and is more playable in just like every regard. So yeah, and like even then, if you don't want to play like the Honoka, like I think the Hanayo is better from the School Idol Festival booster, and even like the Eddie from the School Idol Festival booster is better than this Dean. So overall, I think this Dean is a pretty weak card. It's not like the worst card ever, but I think Love Live has better options than this Dean. So not too good. I don't really plan on running any of these Deans because, like I said, I think Love Live has a lot better options than this Dean at this point. I guess to be positive, this Dean, she's a healer for blue. Blue didn't really have that going on for them before. The other like blue level 3s they had before was like the 3-2 Maki from the first booster. That didn't do anything. I should say that didn't heal. The Volume 2 booster, the Hanayo didn't heal. The Ring didn't heal. And the only other healer that blue has is the 3-2 Happy Maker Maki. And honestly, the Happy Maker Maki is pretty bad. This Lean is probably better than that Happy Maker Maki. So blue, like if you want to play like a mono blue deck, then I guess you have a better healer now because you have this Lean. But like yeah, also for the Rin waifu deck, it's not bad because before Rin didn't have a healer. All they had was like the Happy Maker Rin, which didn't heal, of course, and you had the Whimsical Cat Rin from the second booster, but both of those didn't heal. So now Rin has a full-on healer, so a very welcome addition to the Rin waifu decks. However, I guess also to stay positive, this Rin, might become like staple in the future because as you guys, I'm sure many of you guys do know, in the Volume 2 booster, Love Live got an event backup. The Love Wing Bell event backup it has the exact same ability as the Saika Wish backup in Madoka, the heal event. However, the Love Live variant can only target Leans. And as of right now, there's not that many like good Lean cards that you run in the standard deck. There's a couple good ones. However, there's not enough where you can like justify playing the Love Wing Bell event. I mean, you could. I've seen a couple players like squeeze Lean cards in, like they run like the 0025 Lean, they run like the Brainstormer Lean, and they run a couple Love Wing Bell ability backups, and they try to heal. But the sole fact that the Love Wing Bell event backup exists in the Love Live card pool, in the future when Love Live gets more boosters, which there are definitely going to because they still need a movie booster, and technically they can make infinite Love Live sets for Weiss because these cards are just copied off the iOS game, and the iOS game is extremely popular, and that game is not going to die out anytime soon. So technically, Love Live can get 1,000,000 sets, and with every set, there are more Lean cards to come. And so one day, when there's a lot of good Lean cards, then the Love Wing Bell backup will be playable, and when that comes, then we'll probably have to be running this Lean, because as of right now, she's the only healing Lean. So, hope you guys know what I mean, but because the Love Wing Bell event exists, one day when there's a really good level 1 Lean Rin or like a really good level 2 Rin, then maybe we will be forced to run this level 3 Rin to make the Love Wing Bell backup more playable. So yeah, just trying to stay positive. But as of right now, I think this Rin is pretty weak, and I don't really see it being played, to be completely honest, except in like a mono blue, like first year deck or like a Rin waifu deck. So yeah, pretty bummed out, but well, what can you do? Next up, more crappy Rin cards. 0035 are Music and Sweets. She has an ability of where she cannot declare a side attack. Pretty crappy in my opinion, because sometimes you do want to side attack at level 0. Let's say your opponent plays a 004K, and all you have is this Rin in your hand. You play this Rin, and you can opt to go for a direct attack and deal more damage, but sometimes you want to side attack against an opponent's level 0, so that way you don't push for extra damage against them, because sometimes you don't want to push your opponent to level 1 too fast, because if you do, they can like skyrocket and like gain a lot of advantage by overpowering your characters, or like playing like climax combos, etc., or like playing marker cards. There's a lot of decks can abuse of the opponent if they get pushed to level 1 too fast. So a lot of times you don't want to like direct too much at level 0. If you can't kill the opponent's characters, siding is usually a pretty good option, but this Rin doesn't have that option to side, so it's pretty bad. If you're stuck in that situation, you would be forced to direct, and if you trigger like if you trigger a soul or like a 2 soul trigger, then that's pretty much puts your opponent at level 1, and then they can start punishing you for doing so. So yeah, pretty bad in my opinion. Love Live has a lot better beatier options than this Rin. Like you got the 00 Maki 4K in blue, and later this week we'll see another good blue level 0 beater that you can run. And in all the other colors, they have other really good beaters. Like they have the 004K Nico, you got the 004K Honoka, 0035 Umi. There's a plethora of them, and so definitely I don't recommend running this Rin. Next up, we have a fairly interesting Hanayo. I like this card a lot. It's a 0015 common music. What she does is your other characters in the middle border of the center stage gains 500 power, and she has another ability, pay 1, put her to rest, mill top 4 cards of your deck and place it into the waiting room. For every climax amongst those cards, choose one of your opponent's character, and that character does not go back to stand during the owner's next stand phase. It has the cost of a plus brainstorm because you have to put her to rest. However, technically you don't plus when you use this Hanayo's brainstorm, but you can, I guess, potentially plus depending on how your opponent reacts to it. Because let's say you put like 1 or 2 characters in your opponent's front row to rest, then next turn, when it's your opponent's turn, those characters don't go back to stand, so they can't attack with those characters. So then your opponent has to make a decision of, do they either leave those characters there in rest for the turn, or do they play over those characters so that way they can attack. If they leave those characters just sitting there, then they don't get to attack. They lose an attack for that turn, which is a pretty big deal. They lose out on dealing damage to you. They lose out on building stock, and they lose out on killing your characters. So if they don't, like, losing an attack, it sucks. You want to deal, you want to push for damage and whatnot. And yeah, so your opponent, if they play over their character, then they are minusing themselves. However, they do get to attack, deal damage, kill characters, and build stock. So if your opponent does opt to play over them, they do minus themselves, so technically you do plus. So I guess this card is like a pseudo plus brainstorm, depending on how your opponent reacts to the non-standing ability. And it can be, at certain situations, I would say it can be pretty frustrating for your opponent to deal with. Like if they have like a really strong 1/1 in the front row, like let's say they have like the 1/1 Kanade from Angel Beats, the 7/5/1. Not a lot of players run that anymore, myself included. But let's say your opponent has that in the front row. Let's say they have like 2 of those 1/1 7/5 Kanades in the front row. You play this Hanayo. You mill 2 climaxes. You target both of those 1/1 Tenshis. then your opponent is kind of like, the Angel Beat player is like, crap, do I just leave those Kanades in rest? Because if the Angel Beat player does, they only deal one attack for the turn, and that really sucks. Or do they play over this Kanades, and then deal damage? But if they play over those Kanades, then they minus themselves hardcore because they paid one stock for each of those Kanades, and also that's you played over something you paid one stock for. That really sucks. So very very interesting Hanayo. I could keep going on about this Hanayo. There's a lot of situations you can abuse her in. Let's say you're playing against let's say you're playing against a Nisekoi deck. You target both of their back row or just one of their back row characters. It kind of sucks for them because next turn they can't brainstorm, or they wanted to play a red pendant event that requires you to tap your 2 back row. But if one of them is tapped, it can put them in a pretty awkward situation. If you're playing against a Love Live deck, you tap their back row, and of course they can brainstorm. But if they're level 3, they also it might make it difficult for them to play their 3/2 double attacking Muse. So yeah, I think a lot of different situations that Hanayo can be good in. I also think it's very matchup dependent. Very dependent on how reliant your opponent is on tapping their back row, and also quite reliant on how resource heavy your opponent's board is. Just a lot of different situations I think this Hanayo can be useful in, or not useful in. So her secondary ability is very interesting. Oh yeah, her first ability, I didn't go into that. The middle character gains plus 500 power. No big deal, but not bad at all. Very welcome. I mean, she already has a pretty cool secondary ability, and the first ability, I guess, is just the icing on the cake. So yeah, I really like this Hanayo. I think it's cool. For a common with a very interesting secondary brainstorm ability, what's not to love? A very interesting common I will take any day, and the art is pretty cute on this Hanayo as well. So in general, extremely pleased with this Hanayo. These 2 cards already should have got switched. This Rin should have been a common, or pretty much destroyed off the face of this earth because it sucks. And this Hanayo should have been a rare because it's cool, it's interesting. So, whatever, that's just me rambling. Let's go on. Next up is a 00500 TD Maki. What she does is she's a 500 front assist, and then she has a startup ability, pay 1, choose one of your music characters. You gain plus 15 until the end of this turn. In the normal decks, I think there are better options than this Maki. Better 500 assists you can run. You can run 500 globals. You can run the Eddie, free brainstormer. You can run the PR Maki that checks top. I just think there are a lot of better level 0 assist options that Love Live has over this Maki. So yeah, I really don't like this Maki. I would say don't run it in the normal decks because her secondary ability of pay 1, give a character plus 15, it's not the greatest, to be honest. I'd rather have something else. For a trial deck card, not bad though, because it's a 500 in front assist. Usually trial decks just have vanilla 500 assists, which really bites. But this Maki, she does have a secondary ability, which isn't too bad. So yeah, for a trial deck, very definitely a solid card. I just got this Maki actually in the iOS game last Sunday, so I'm very pleased with that. But we're not here to talk about that. Anyways, let's go on. Tuesday, 00 Nico, 2/5. No, this card's hilarious. Music on Wafuku. What she does is, if you have 4 or more other characters, or I should say 4 or more other music characters, this card gains plus 2k power. So you have a full field, and this Nico will be 4/5 power, which is very high power for level 0, yes, but you pretty much committed your entire board to get her ability off, which isn't very smart to do. I'm sure most of you guys who are watching this know that it's not a good idea to dump all your resources at level 0. Definitely not a good idea. Kind of a beginner's trap. When I first played Weiss, I did that. I was like, yo, play 3 characters, play plus 2 soul climax, GG, and then I just lose. So kind of a beginner's trap. Pretty funny card, but definitely don't run it because you guys know it's not good to waste. It's not good to play 5 characters turn 1. So yeah, don't run this. I guess it'd be pretty funny if you had 3 of these Nikos in the front row, and two 500 globals in the back row, then all your Nikos in the front row will be 5/5, which is like pretty much near impossible for your opponent to deal with, unless they got Suiciders. So you can like play 3 of these, play two 500 assists in the back, and pray your opponent doesn't have Suicides. But no, just being stupid. Don't run it. Next, Nozomi 2175 Nozomi, just music. What she does is she has a climax combo with Happy Valentine. When you play the Happy Valentine climax, you may pay cost. If you do, this card gains a falling ability until the end of this turn. When this card declares an attack, you may choose from your opponent's backstage character, and that character becomes the defending character against this card's front attack. It has another ability of when this card reverses a level 2 or greater opponent in battle, you may pay cost, which is 1. If you do, switch your deck for 1 music character, show it to your opponent, add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Normally, when they leaked this card, they didn't actually show what she comboed with, but since the entire set is out, we're going to cheat a little, and bam, this is what she combos with. It's a climax combo. I couldn't, Heart of the Cards wasn't loading for me, and Little Akiba doesn't have the translations yet, so I just have to find the picture by itself, but trust me, this is green plus stock and gain +1 soul. So you play the climax, put a green character in your waiting room, put it to stock, and all your characters gain +1 soul. So combos with the stock 1 soul. This Nozomi is fairly interesting. So her first ability is pretty much costless, because when you play the stock 1 soul, that is when you pay cost. Of course, you should opt to resolve the climax first. So you play the climax, you gain the stock, and then you choose to use Nozomi's effect, and you pay 1. But since the climax got you that stock, you essentially paid nothing. And now this Nozomi can attack your opponent's back row, and thus you get to get rid of their assist. And depending on what set you're playing against, it can be pretty good. If you're playing against Angel Beats, of course, a very prime example I use all the time, because I'm an Angel Beat player myself, and it's very annoying when they do so. You can kill the 1/0 Hand Encore Kanade. Sucks when that card dies. So yeah, if you can kill very important back row characters like that. Of course, of course the dream is you kill an opponent's back row level 2 assist, usually like a level assist or perhaps a 1k global. And I guess if you the big dream is if you're playing against something like Log Horizon or Bakemono and you kill the level 3 assist in the back row. That would really suck if you did. So yeah, pretty cool. It's like a costless back row killer. And also another benefit is if you kill a level assist or 1k global, then her second ability will most likely go off, because if you kill a level 2 or greater, you get to pay 1 and you search your deck for a music character, add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. You pay 1 to plus, which is really good. Of course, it's a little difficult for Nozomi to actually get off her second ability, because Nozomi is very low power and she has to kill a level 2 or greater. Most level 2s at least sit at 8/5. Nowadays they hit at 9k. And more often than not nowadays, a lot of decks don't even run level 2s anymore. They run level 3s that come out at level 2, like Joseph from Terraformars, Onodera from Nisekoi, those girls from Girlfriend Beta, I don't know their names. So yeah, can be very difficult for Nozomi to get her ability off, because she has to kill level 2. And a lot of decks nowadays, at least the upper tier decks, I would say, the higher tier decks, they really don't play level 2s. So might be a little hard / impossible for this Nozomi to get her secondary effect off without her climax. Without her climax combo, it's super hard to get her secondary ability off, because even if you are playing facing a level 2, that level 2 will most likely be higher power than your Nozomi. And if they don't run level 2s, they probably just run level 3s or don't even run level 2s at all. And so she's not going to kill level 3, let's be honest. She's only 7/5. She's going to need a lot of help to do so. So yeah. But it'd be if you do get her climax combo off, if you live the dream, you play this Nozomi, you play the stock 1 soul, you gain the stock, you pay out the stock, you kill an opponent's level multiplier in the back, a 2/1 level multiplier, you kill that, and then you get to pay 1, and then you get to plus. So if you live the dream, then it's pretty good. However, most of the time, I don't think that's gonna work out for you. It's not really worth the trouble to get that combo out. Because first of all, the stock 1 soul, it's nice. I like stock 1 soul. I think it's pretty cool because I just like building a lot of stock. But I choose not to run stock plus stock soul too much because you don't gain any power, so you can't really kill your opponent's character that easily, and the 2 soul trigger kind of bites. So, and I think there are better climax combos that Love Live have at this point than the stock 1 soul. So, in general, I don't see this card being run at all in like any deck because better climax combos and too difficult to go off, and without the climax combo, she's pretty weak. So, don't really recommend this Nozomi. In the Nozomi waifu deck, I mean, it could be possible in that build because in the Nozomi waifu deck, you have the 2/1 Nozomi. From the first booster, when she kills something, you reveal top and you give a character plus 2k and plus 1 soul. Of course, you can give it to this Nozomi, and then she'll be 9/5 base. Also, you have like the Nozomi backup. When you play the Nozomi backup, you give a character plus 2k if you really wanted to do that. So, the Nozomi level 2 cards can like power up this Nozomi. So that way you can like try to successfully get her climax combo off, but still I don't really recommend it. I guess also like surprise factor, you can like use her with the Happy Maker Nozomi. If for some odd reason your opponent has like a weak power level 2 in the front row, you can like play Happy Maker Nozomi and then play this Nozomi and then search out this Nozomi and then kill it and then surprise you plus. But no, I guess in the Nozomi waifu deck it can work out because Nozomi level 2 cards can power each other up, and Nozomi level 2 doesn't have much going on for it in the first place, so yeah. Normal decks don't run it. Nozomi waifu deck, I guess you can run it. Next up, 105k promo. This is one of the promos that you get in every box, like most booster packs have. Of course, much like every Love Live booster pack, there's a PR for every girl, so I believe there are 9 PRs in this set. And this is one of them. This is Eddie. So she's a 105k music umbrella. Umbrella, that's such a stupid trade. Whatever. When this card is played from hand to stage and you have 2 or more other green character, this card gains plus 2k until the end of the turn. We already have a card like this last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? I think last week. Last week we saw the 1-0 Nozomi 5k from the trial deck. It had the exact same ability, however, in that Nozomi was yellow. And the Nozomi, since she was in yellow, I thought that I think there's better options than that Nozomi. You could run like the 1-0 no brand girl Rin instead of that Nozomi, because the Rin can hit the same power, but she also has a pretty nice secondary ability, and she's also Rin, so she can also work with like the Love Wing Bell event. So in yellow, I didn't really like that Nozomi in yellow because in yellow I think the no brand girl Rin is superior over that Nozomi. However, in green, I think this card is not bad because green, as of right now, green's level 1 game isn't too amazing. Like, but now it can be pretty good because now we have like the 1-0 Nico that is exactly the same as the Umi. We have like the 1-0 marker Nozomi, and now we have this Nozomi. I'm sorry, the 1-0 Nozomi, and now we have this Eddie, a 105k Eddie that can potentially be 2k for the turn. So I like it. Welcome addition to green because, like I said, green's level 1 game wasn't too fantastic before. But, you know, with all these new, better 1-0 green cards coming out, you know, we might not have to play yellow all the time for a good level 1 game. So, and I like that because, you know, spice up the deck building. So, yeah, I think it's good. However, it's a promo, so it's going to be a bit difficult to get because there's 9 promos. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be hard to get a playset of these if you wanted one. For the Eddie waifu deck, I guess it's a welcome addition because, I mean, you already have the 1-0 Eddie, the 1045 Eddie, but I guess this is, you can use this as well with that Eddie as a nice combination. It's not bad. I like it. It's okay. Yet again, Eddie has better options, the 1045, but if you wanted more 1-0 beaters, then this Eddie is welcome. And I don't think you probably can't get your hands on a playset of these unless you're really lucky with your box pulls, or you go out and buy singles, which is possible, but still a little difficult to get. Next up, Trial Deck Eddie 105K TD. She's just music, and all she has is Hand Encore. We've seen these 105K Hand Encores. They're around. They're like a lot of sets have these. Not a lot of sets. A good amount of sets have these. Not bad. Very cheap card. A very cheap card that can guarantee you getting a lot of stock. She's 105K, which is like low, like kind of low powered, but she has Hand Encore, so she's guaranteed to stick around, and she's costless, which is pretty good. So don't think it'll be ran in the Love Live decks because Love Live already has a very strong 1-0 game. They have the 1-0 Eddie 4-5, which is really strong. So because of that, I don't really see this 1-0 Eddie being played because Love Live's 1-0 game is already so strong. However, and actually no, even in like the Eddie waifu deck, still not going to be played because the 1045 Eddie, which is the main reason why Love Live's level 1 game is so strong, is Eddie. So don't really see this card being ran. On to Wednesday. Dang, already 30 minutes. Anyways, on to Wednesday. 105KR Music Wafuku. When she's played from hand to stage, this card gains power plus X until the end of the turn, where X is the number of music characters you control multiplied by 500. Like, why, Bushiroad? Why? If you guys don't know, in the Volume 2 booster, there is the Kira Kira Sensation Maki, which had this exact same ability. And that card was an R as well. So why did they make... Like, I get it. Bushiroad likes to dick around with Love Live and make exact cards, like make the same card with the same ability. They like to do that. They've done that multiple times to us in Love Live. However, at least when they did that, they did it to different colors, like the 1-0 searchers. There's one for every color, which is pretty nifty. Like the 2-1-3-5 backups, they're in different colors. But this Lean is the damn same color as Maki, so like who cares? Why couldn't they make her red? Or like why couldn't they give a Kotori this ability, or like an Umi or a Honoka or Eddie, anything else than freaking blue? So I'm pretty mad. Like, it's bound to happen. They're gonna reprint cards, but please make it in a different color. Just dumb. So yeah, don't play it to show Bushiroad that you're mad. And also, Maki is better than Lin, so opt for the Maki one over this Lin. So don't play this Lin. In the waifu deck, you have no choice to play but to play this Lin. In the waifu deck, should be pretty good because Lin's best 1-0 game was probably like the 1-0 no brand girl Lin, but now and that Lin only hits 7k. However, this Lin does count herself, and she is 500 higher base power, so she can be a 1075, I believe. Yep, a 1075 on play, which is 500 power higher than the Lin, no brand girl Lin, which can help you out. So definitely good in the waifu deck. But to be completely honest, I mean the fact that she's Lin is also pretty good because, like I said before, the Love Wing Bell event is very strong. Is very strong. However, there's not that many good Lin cards. But however, this is a Lin card, and it's not bad at all. The on play plus 2/5 power, assuming you have a full field, it's pretty good. High power for one turn, and then like next turn you can send her off with the Love Wing Bell ability. So the more Lin cards Bushiroad makes, the more playable that event becomes. So please, Bushiroad, keep pumping out more Lin cards, so that way my 10 Love Wing Bell events just sitting in my boxes can see some play. So yeah, to be completely honest, I like Maki better, but in reality, I think this Lin is better because the Lin does work with the Love Wing Bell event backup. On to Hanayo 0025R Music and Sweets. Man, a lot of first years this week, 2 days of them. 0025 are Music and Sweets. If you have one or less other characters, this card gains plus 1k and Hand Encore. A lot of cards like this nowadays. Nisekoi got one, Angel Beast got one, I think Milky Holmes have one, I'm not too sure on that. And now Love Live has one. So yeah, nothing special, but not bad either. 0035 with Hana Encore. Definitely not bad. You draw into one of these, and usually she will stick around all the way to level 1, and that's pretty good. You know, you draw into her, and it's a good way to guarantee the fact that you will have a level 0 beater out for all of level 0, assuming your opponent doesn't have like Stock Suicide or something, or Anti-Encore at level 0. So definitely a welcome addition. You know, I guess a little debatable because for the blue beaters, we already have the 004K Maki that mills 2 on play. So, you know, you could make a decision. Do you want the extra 500 power and the milling ability from Maki? Or do you want, like, the guaranteed consistency of the Hanayo as she sits at 3-5 with Hana Encore? Your choice. I think, I don't know, it's hard to say. Player's preference, probably. Definitely player's preference, I'd say. So, you know, definitely not bad at all. Love Live was missing like a Hana Encore level 0 till now. And now that they got one, definitely not bad. So definitely a playable. And also, yeah, definitely playable. In the waifu deck, of course, once again, definitely playable. If it's playable in the normal decks, then of course it should be a welcome addition to the waifu deck. Because right now, I can't think of good Hanayo level 0s. Yeah, can't really think of any good level 0 Hanayo beaters. So this should definitely be a great boon to the Hanayo waifu deck. And next up is another PR. Just like the Eddie, which is a box PR. This is a box PR as well, and this one is Maki. Music 1500 PR. Translated to Mame Maki is literally bean scattering, but since it's some form of pun with her name, it is left in the original context. Cool. I like these fun facts. Anyways, she has a continuous ability of the middle character on your center stage. She gets 500 power, and she has another ability of pay 2. Put her to rest. If you do, search your deck for music character, show it to your opponent, add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Definitely not a bad card at all. I personally like these pay 2 abilities to search. Really good, just pay 2 plus. Not bad at all. So this Maki, not bad. She's a level 0. She gives your center character plus 500 power. Not that great. You'd rather have like an assist. However, it is something. But also you can pay 2 and put it to rest to search for a music character and add it to your hand. Not bad, but you know, Love Live does have the 1-0 brainstormers that you can that are 500 global, and you know they search your deck out every time you successfully brainstorm. So, like, will this card be used? This Maki, probably not. I think because of course, if you brainstorm, you can. If you do hit with the brainstorm, you only have to pay 1 to plus, and you usually do well most of the time. And yeah, this Maki, since she has to put herself to rest, if you use this Maki for the turn, you can brainstorm for the turn, and that sucks. And also, you know, if the brainstorm successfully does connect, if the brainstorm is successful, then you only paid 1 to plus, which is a lot better than paying 2 to plus. And also the brainstorm can plus you multiple times. If you hit 2 climaxes, then you plus 2, all for the cost of 1. So I do think the brainstorm is better because it gives 500 global, and brainstorm is just really good. So yeah, don't really see this Maki being used, but it's Maki and it's cute. So yeah, I got tier 2 on the event during this Maki event, so very happy about that. But still, don't really see this Maki being used. But I do want to get one in my booster box PR, so hopefully I get one. Because it's not bad, but I do think Love Live has better options. So yeah. In the waifu deck, I guess yeah, you can use it in the waifu deck. Although Maki deck already has like 1,000,001 ways to plus enhance size with the Maki event, the 3-2 Maki, and now the level 2 Maki Climax combo that combos with the 2K1. Lots of ways for Maki to like draw cards, and also Maki has like the search Climax combo with the 2K1 or with the Wind Trigger from the extra booster. So I mean, Maki has so many ways to search out the deck and draw cards. Will this card really be needed? Maybe. Like on my Maki waifu deck, at level 1, it can be like difficult to pay out climaxes. So this Maki can pay out climaxes quite nicely because you have to pay 2. So I would definitely like 1. And the Maki waifu deck, I do think it's pretty good, and I do want 1 at least so I can run in my waifu deck. And it's really cute. Look at that. Anyways, let's go on. Oh, whoops, I had these 2 days mixed up. Oh wow, this was Thursdays and this was Wednesdays. My bad, but doesn't really matter what order we do these in. So now we're doing Wednesdays because I accidentally did Thursdays first. Anyways, Wednesdays, 0035R Kotori, Music and Wafuku. What she does is once she's played from hand to stage, put the top 2 cards of your deck to the waiting room. If there's a climax amongst those, put this card to rest, and she has hand encore. This Kotori is very interesting, I think. She has hand encore, which is really good, but also she has a mill ability, and she's 3/5 power. So she's kind of like a mixture of the Maki and the Hanayo, because they both are 3/5, and this one has hand encore just like the Hanayo, and this one mills 2 on play just like the Maki. So very interesting card. She has hand encore, so she's usually going to stick around for most of the time. She's 3/5 power, so she's not the strongest, but definitely sits at a respectable power. And also she has a mill 2 on play. If you hit a climax, when you play her at level 0, you have a pretty low chance of hitting a climax, because at level 0, at the beginning of the game, of course, that is when you are the most decompressed. So usually when you play her, you probably won't hit a climax. But even if you do hit a climax, it's not the end of the world, because it's not like she kills herself. All she does is go to rest. So you can just make her chill in the back row for a turn, and then next turn just bring her out to the front, and start wreaking havoc. So yeah, level 0. Most of the time, her mill 2 won't affect you. But even if it does, not the end of the world. She guarantees that she'll stick around all the way to level 1, because she has the hand encore, and later into the game you can use her as a free mill by playing her and milling 2. So in general, I do think this Kotori is all kinds of awesome. All of her abilities are fairly good. So yeah, definitely a solid card, and definitely a solid R. Next up, 0025R Kotori, Music and Sweets. What this card does is when this card is played from hand to stage, you may pay cost, which is pay 1, clock yourself. If you do, choose one character with Kotori in your waiting room and add it to your hand. Damn it, if only this Kotori was music character. If this card was a music character, holy crap, Love Live would become even more OP. But it's not, and that's probably a good thing. But we've seen these pay 1, clock yourself, search or salvage multiple times, and they are all really good. Like the Ricky from Little Busters, a very prime example, like a $20 rare, which is just ridiculous. So yeah, these pay 1, clock yourself plus is very strong. However, this Kotori can only target Kotori, so that definitely puts a big, just a big downside, and makes this card less playable, because there's not that many good Kotoris. Like in the standard Love Life decks, you could run the Suicider Kotori, the 1-0 Suicider from the first booster, and that's it. Not that many good Kotori cards are not that many good super cookie cutter, you gotta run in all the build Kotori cards. That Suicider is not staple either, but it's not staple, but you definitely could run it. I've ran it, and a lot of people run it. But besides that Kotori, there's not that many super good Kotori cards. So because of that, this Kotori is of course not very playable in the standard Love Life decks. However, of course, for the waifu deck, since this card targets everything in your damn deck, of course this is automatically a staple in your Kotori waifu deck. What a shame it doesn't target music. If this card targeted music, I would just go ham. Anyways, next up, Umi 116KR, Music and Sweets. She has a continuous ability. For every other red character you control, she gains plus 500 power. So if you have a full field of red characters, she will be a 118K, which is very high powered. But let's be honest, you're not gonna have a full field of level 1. You're not gonna have a full field of red characters. Because the very good assists in Love Live, as you guys know, is either yellow, which is the Umi, and now potentially green in the Nico in this new booster. So because of that, since the staple back row for Love Live is, I'm just gonna use Umi as an example, is yellow, this card will never hit its full power. It will never be a 118K in the standard builds, and and even then, like your level 1 game consists mostly of yellow cards. Usually consists of the 1-0 Eddie, the 1-0 Umi, or the 1-1 Umi with the Clock Encore. So, like, yeah, not that many, or like the only really like good red card at level 1 is probably the level 0, or probably the level 1 Suicider from the first booster. So, yeah, most of the time you're not gonna have that many red cards on the field for her to hit her max power, and like most of the time you're not gonna have enough like red cards for her to even hit like 7k power or 7.5 power at that point, for that matter. So in the standard decks, wouldn't recommend running this card because you're not gonna have that many red characters on the field. Honestly, like you run red in Love Live for like Gates and maybe like a couple potential level 3s. Level 1 and level 2 doesn't have that many red cards in Love Live, so her ability won't be going. Her hitting 8k or even 7.5 for that matter isn't going to be very plausible. And even in the waifu decks, of course, like I said, the staple back row is the 1-0 Umi, and if you have the 1-0 Umi in the back and like 3 other red characters, like 2 in the front and 1 other in the back, she'll only be a 1-1-7-5. And as we saw last week, Umi got a new 1-1 that becomes 7.5 if you have a Happy Maker Umi in your level up zone, and also that Umi combos with the gate that gets to salvage on something when you reverse your opponent's character. So I think that Umi is definitely a much better alternative to this Umi. So I don't recommend running this Umi either in the normal decks and in the waifu decks. So quite unfortunate because it is an R, but what can you do? Next up, another box PR, and it's Honoka's. It's a 2-1, 2-5 PR. This is really stupid. It's a 2-5 backup, and it has another ability of when you use this backup, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a music character, choose one of your battling characters that gets plus 1k until the end of the turn. This is the third copy now Love Live has. They have the Rin from the school idol, or from the extra booster. We have the Umi from the trial deck, and now we got the damn Honoka, which is a PR. So yeah, the 2-1-3-5 backups are good, so this Honoka should be no exception. I guess the cool thing about this is that this Honoka is in red, so if you have like trouble fixing your color count in red, then you can run this Honoka. And that might be possible now because now we have the stock Suiciders, so now that's like if you opt to run the stock Suiciders over the red Suiciders, then your red count might be low. So like, yes, this Honoka is stupid because it's the third copy of it, but it's in red, and since at least it's in a different color, so it can help you color fix. So yeah, I guess that's all I really have to say about it. Yeah. Next up, lastly, 003K Umi Vanilla. Love it. Vanillas are great. I already went over Thursdays accidentally, and so now Fridays. The last day, the cool stuff, but not really because we've seen all the double R's by now, so this Friday is kind of like a normal day. Hanayo 116K R, music and wafuku. She has Clock Encore first of all, and she has another ability of when your other music character declares an attack, she gets plus 1k power until the end of the turn. So pretty much very similar, or an exact copy of, the EO, or the... is that her name? From Devil Survivor 2? Yeah, EO. Except that card is yellow, however this card is blue. And that EO is not bad, and so this Hanayo shouldn't be bad at all either. She's a 116k with Clock Encore, so she'll usually stick around most of the time. And on offense, if you attack with your other two characters first, then she'll be an 8k on offense, which is pretty good. So, yeah, Blue's level 1 game was pretty lackluster, but now, with all these other blue alternative cards coming out, it can be pretty good. For blue, now we have the 1-1, or the 1-0 Rin / Maki, that can be 7.5 on offense. And now we have this 1-1 Hanayo that can be 8k on offense and have Clock Encore and can stick around. So maybe like new alternative level 1 cards you can be running over the Eddie Umi combo in the standard decks. Probably not going to happen, but it is an alternative. And it's nice that they're trying to push alternative cards alternative level 1 games instead of the Eddie Umi combo, because I've been playing that combo for like 2 years now. Can be a little boring at times, but you know, definitely a welcome addition, definitely a solid card. And of course, since it's a welcome addition slash solid card in the normal decks, it's of course definitely a very welcome addition to the waifu deck as well. And it's cute. Kind of weird, like this is like a yellow ability. Like yellow usually emphasizes the strong offensive power cards and weak defense. However, now they're in blue in Love Live. Like this is strong on offense, weak on defense, strong on offense, weak on defense. Just something interesting. Next up, we have Hanayo and her Rice, of course. 2165 common music. Oh, this card's pretty cool. She has experience. If you have 2 or more Happy Maker Hanayos in your level up zone, she gains plus 4k. And when your other blue character declares an attack, this card gains plus 1500 power until the end of the turn. Holy crap, 15? I thought it was 1k. That's just crazy. Anyways, this Hanayo, as you can clearly see, can be quite insane. If you have 2 Happy Maker Hanayos in your level up zone, she's a 2-1-10-5, which is just super strong. I mean, oh look, it's Komari. I was just gonna mention her. The maid Komari from Little Busters is usually a 2-1-10k, and that's really annoying to deal with. But now we have this Hanayo, which is like a 2-1-10-5, which is just stupid strong. And when your other blue characters declare an attack, she gains plus 15. So if you attack with your other 2 characters first, she will be a 13-5 on 13-5 on offense, which is just super strong. And what's also really cool about this Hanayo is that she doesn't get affected, obviously, by anti-change backups, because she's as strong as a level 3 because she's a 2-1-10-5, and she can be even stronger than a level 3 because she gains power on offense. So it might be difficult for your opponent to deal with her because you know, you can't like get rid of her you can't get rid of her by normal means. You have to kind of just kill her with power, and she's 10-5, or she's 10-5 base, and on offense she's 13-5 base. That's not even including assists, so like she's super high power. So really like this Hanayo. I think it's awesome. It's hilarious, scary, and yeah. I guess the only downside is you kinda have to run 4 Happy Maker Hanayos to make her consistent, because of course you need to have 2 in your level up zone for her to get her off. If you miss the 2 in your level up zone, your level 2 game is like completely gone. It's just down the drain. So yeah, probably gonna have to run 4, but shouldn't be too hard because you know, Hanayo does have the 1-1 searcher, or the 0-0 searcher from the extra booster. So you know, you can always search out for this Hanayo and then clock the Hanayo and level up the Hanayo, of course. So that way at level 2 you have your extremely scary level 2 game. Yes, in the end you're only playing with 2 level, like if you're playing 4 Happy Maker Hanayos, since you put 2 in your level up zone, you're only technically playing with 2 Hanayos, because at level 3 you only have access to 2 Happy Maker Hanayos. But honestly, that should be more than enough, because that Hanayo is just whatever. All it does is draw 2, ditch 1 on play, and sits at big power. So yeah, more emphasis on the strong power Hanayo that I guess Bushiroad is trying to promote, which is really cool. I like it. It's funny. So yeah, really like this card. For a common, it's hilarious. It's awesome. Like yeah. Next up, 9K Vanilla 2 Soul. My favorite vanillas, but not really. Definitely my most hated card. 2 Souls. Not a big fan of those, but it's a trial deck, so what can you do? It's bound to have one couple of these. Oh, and that's it. That was Friday. It was pretty lackluster for a Friday leak. That I felt like it wasn't a Friday, so I was gonna click the next tab, but there's no more tabs. So that is all for this video, and thus concludes the very long journey of the Love Live leaks. I guess in summary, not a big fan of this lean. However, is, you know, does have potential in the future solely because of the Love Wing Bell event. Also, very good for lean waifu deck and very good for mono blue. Lean, don't play it in any build. Hanayo, very fun, interesting, common. Maki, it's cute, but I wouldn't recommend it. Nico, funny, cute, don't recommend it. Nozomi, don't recommend it. It's cool. It's a green alternative beater. So yeah. Yellow, I think, you know, yellow's got the 1-0 Eddie, so don't recommend it. Kotori I think is really cool. Has 2 good abilities and has decent power, so I think this Kotori is very solid. Kotori, if only she was music, if only. But she's not, so staple in Kotori decks, of course. 1-1 Umi, don't recommend her in any decks. Unfortunately, she's an R. This Hiking Honoka, cute and all, because she's honkers, but you know, only it's good for color fixing, so I guess I'm not too mad at it. But I would prefer to get the other box PRs. And vanilla, gotta love it. 1-0 Rin, personally a little pissed, but hey, it's Rin, so it makes the Love Wing backup all that much more playable, which I am happy about. Hanayo, good level 0 beater. Maki, it's not bad. It's not bad. And the Hanayo, very good card. Or not very good, a good card. Good card. Hanayo, this other Hanayo, very hilarious card, very funny. And lastly, the vanilla, not so funny. But yeah, that is all, guys. In general, I do think this is, I like this booster. I think it's a lot of fun. The Volume 2 booster, let's be honest, wasn't a very good booster. To be honest, I kind of paid I paid for 5 boxes to get a playset of Happy Maker Eddies. I didn't even get I don't even think I got a playset of Happy Maker Eddies. I got 3 Happy Maker Eddies, and I pretty much paid I paid for 5 boxes for those, which was really dumb, but whatever. I like the Love Life card, so I'm not complaining. But because the Volume 2 booster was so much emphasis on waifu shenanigans, and it didn't really do it very well. However, with the release of this booster, I think the School Idol Festival Volume 2 booster is all around a very solid booster. It has a couple solid cards. It has the level 3 Umi, it's got the level 3 Honoka, got the level 3, is that all the level 3, or the Runner Eddie. So the double R's are pretty good. There's a couple good double R's compared to the last booster, which had only 1 good double R. So pretty good double R's in this booster, and a couple good R's in this booster, and a couple good comments in this booster as well, just like this one right here. So yeah, overall it has a pretty decent card pool. But also, the Volume 2 booster was pushing a lot of waifu decks. They're pushing a lot of waifu decks. But the waifu decks, a lot of them felt incomplete. A lot of them were missing good level 0 assists. Like Honoka, for example, she didn't have a good level 0 assist. She didn't have a good level 1 assist. Yeah, the Volume 2 booster introduced a good 2-1 assist. But for level 0 and level 1, what are you gonna do with Honoka waifu deck? But now she has a really good level 0 assist, and I feel like this booster has introduced a lot of good cards for the waifu deck that works very well with the Volume 2 booster. So now you can have a full complete waifu deck that just doesn't suck completely at one level. Hanayo waifu deck, what were you gonna do at level 2? Nothing really. But now you got this awesome card, and now for level 1 you have this Hanayo. So overall, I really like this booster. Has a couple good cards, but also makes Love Live waifu decks very all around solid. Another example, Nico, she didn't have a healer before, but now this set has introduced a healer that can double heal, and it's just it's a lot of fun. I think it's great. I really like this booster. I enjoy it. I think it's great. I can keep going on and on and on and on about the different scenarios, but in general, I really like how it makes the waifu decks more complete and not just super crappy and dumb. So yeah, and also the trial deck is a fairly solid trial deck. I would say this is overall I would say the trial deck, the new Love Live trial deck is quite powerful, and offers a couple good tools that the normal Love Live decks didn't have, like the stock Suicider. So overall, very pleased with this booster. Probably because I'm a Love Live fan and I'm pleased with this, but let me know what you guys think below. Do you guys like this booster? Do you guys not like this booster? Let me know. And another long video, damn, another 1 hour video, but at least it's not a 1 hour and 20-minute video like the last one. So I hope you guys are still around, and if you are, thank you very much for watching, but let me know what you guys think. And like I said, I hope you guys are looking forward to the box opening as much as I am later this week. And with that out of the way, until next time, guys.